Good morning, everyone. It is day 31 of 84. This morning I weighed in at 228 pounds even. I'm down 0.8 from yesterday, but I'm down almost 2 pounds from last week. So weight is definitely moving. It is definitely moving. I don't feel so tired today. I feel better than I did yesterday. Yesterday I was really tired. Today I feel a lot better. Weather seems to be doing quite well, so I'm going to eat my food, and then I'm going to head to work, and I'm going to do my walk at work like I was before because the weather's finally calmed down and it's not so crazy anymore. So I don't have to do it here at the house. So I'll see you guys on my walk. It is nice being back outside, walking around in the morning versus being cooped up on that treadmill. Especially because the weather is so pleasant. It is 50 degrees right now, beautiful clear skies, just lovely outside. That weather for the last week and a half was just so all over the place, and it happens. You know, winter time for us, we get these blasts of weather for like a week or two, and then it calms down. It goes back to being calm and steady. Some winters are worse than others, some are better. But on average, that's typically what happens. For about a week, we'll have some pretty disruptive weather, and then it calms down. But yeah, my motivation is up. I'm feeling really good. My weight's coming down. Everything's getting tighter. Everything's coming along. It's hard to say how it's all going to look in the end at the 12 weeks, if I'm going to hit my goal or not, because this is getting to the middle of week 5 of week 12. But if I had to say, like, I think I'm going to be really happy with my results in the next 7 weeks. I don't think I'm going to be disappointed either way it goes. Even if I fall shy of my goal and I don't exactly hit what I'm wanting, I don't think I'm going to be far off from where I want to be. So maybe an additional 6 weeks, maybe another 12 weeks, you know, that might be what it takes to get there, exactly where I want to be. But every day I'm inching a little bit closer, and I got so used to not doing this up here, I forgot my mic, so sorry about the audio. I know it's loud because of the freeway, but I'm gonna try to remember to bring it tomorrow. Pretty sunrise once again. Oh, what a big change of plans today. So it was my son's birthday, and he wanted me to go to lunch with him. So I left work early to go meet with him and my wife. Well, go meet my wife to go meet up with him for lunch at school. Also, he wanted me to bring him some cookies for his class for his birthday. So I went to the store, got some cookies, and then got him Subway for lunch and his favorite bag of chips and drinks. So I went and spent the day with him. And then I also went ahead and bought my chicken while I was there, prepped that, took care of all that good stuff. And then my carport came in early, so I was just like, you know what? I'm off, got a little bit of time. Let me go ahead and start putting my carport together. So I opened up all the boxes, got everything taken out, everything separated and organized, did an inventory check, made sure it was all there. Then I put the roof peaks together, and then I realized I had a tree hanging over my driveway, and the tree, it went up, right? It went up, and then it curved like this, and then it went back up, and it kind of went at an angle, and I had a whole bunch of vines and stuff that hung down right in the middle of my driveway, right over where my shop was going to be. And if a hurricane or strong winds or a cold front or just whatever comes through and the tree ends up dying and falling, it's going to land on the roof and damage the roof. And plus, I've been kind of wanting to get rid of it for a while because it's a really ugly tree, so I went ahead and cut that down. So I have been putting up a carport, cutting a tree, going grocery shopping, prepping food, and spending time with my son today. And now I'm about to eat my meal and get ready to work out, because I have to work out, then I have to do cardio, and then after cardio, we're going to take him out to dinner for his birthday, and then we're going to take him to a few different stores to let him pick out a couple things that he's been wanting. So it's been a very, very busy day, but I'm going to eat, I'm going to chill out for a little bit, and then I'm going to get in the gym, and I'm going to see how big of an arm pump I can get, and hopefully doing everything I did today, because cutting down that tree was a lot of work. It was a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of freaking cutting. So I'm hoping that it didn't wear me out too bad. I guess we'll find out. that is the tree I cut down because it went up, it came all the way out here, and then it went over and up like that, which would have been over my soon-to-be carport. So I got 3 of them up, and I got 3 more to add to it. So I had to get these 3 connected to there, and that's going to push it back to about right there. And then that tree right there would have been hanging over the center of that. And if that tree would have fell, and if it would have came down, it would have damaged it, because somebody trimmed them before. You see how these trees go right here? You see how they go up, right? You see how they go up and then they come out like this and they go at an angle and out? Well, that's what this one did, okay? But that one came all the way out over the center here. And I was just like, nope, don't like that. So I went ahead and took care of it, which needed to be done, but it slowed down my progress for getting the roof up. I was hoping to get all the trusses up, but I did not. It's fine. Now I get to work out and clang and bang, and there's always later to finish that. I'm not in a big hurry for it, even though I absolutely hate having unfinished projects. I think that's the worst. Having something that you want done, but you don't have the time to do it. And I don't have the time today because I still have a lot of other stuff I have to do because it's my son's birthday and I'm going to put him first over something like a carport. But got to go see him at lunch today, so that was a lot of fun, getting to hang out with him. But I am going to get this bar set up, start clanging and banging on some biceps. This should have been the night that I hit a plate. I should have had 135 on here, but instead I only got 130. And that's because my arms feel tired from doing all that cutting with the saw and all that heaving and pulling and tussling with the tree and the branches and picking up those logs and carrying them and having to hold them and dump them, and kind of took a lot out of me. Wore my arms out a little bit more, and only having about 40 minutes to eat, have some downtime to come in here and train wasn't really a whole lot of time to be able to recover. Plus, last time I did 130 pounds, it was pretty freaking ugly. And to be honest, they're all ugly sets. That's why I call them anti-reps. These are not clean reps. These are not perfect reps. These are not smooth reps. These are ugly, disgusting anti-reps that look absolutely terrible, and you're wondering, what are you even training? And I'm training everything when I do these. It's everything. Head to toe, everything's getting worked on these. It's like a squat mixed with a deadlift, mixed with a bench press, mixed with the curl and a shoulder press. It's everything. It's everything. All seriousness though, I'm gonna try to get to 20 on the first go. I'm not going to be able to hit that tonight, but I'm going to be able to try to hit 20 on the first go with this. And once I get hit 20 with the first go on this, then I'm going to go up to 135. Now I know it's like, well, why are you going to go to 135 if your reps are so ugly and your form is so terrible? It's because I want to curl 135. It's cool. It's just cool to say I curl 135. I don't care if it's strict. It's just cool. How much you curl? 135. What? That's a lot of weight. Yeah, it's ugly, but you know what? I do it. And then I'll start working on cleaning up the form. As I get more reps, I'll start cleaning it up. So, not worried about the form right now. I'm worried about having fun and just moving a tremendous amount of weight and trying to make progress. Now let's see how many ugly anti-reps we can get. I'm gonna start marking them down this week too. Now, you also might be saying, dude, you're not even bringing them all the way up. You're right. I'm not. Because I don't do straight bar curls for the top. I do it for the bottom to the mid. And then I do spider curls for full range. And then I do preacher curls for the top. So I do a bottom lift, a mid-range lift, and then a top lift.
So I hit all 3 movements of the curl in different forms. So I can handle heavier weights and lighter weights and modest weight. 15. Not too bad, not too bad. I have no idea how long I was resting. I wasn't even counting my breaths. So we're just gonna go again. I'm gonna go say that's enough rest. Let's go ahead and get it. Already day 3 of week 5, that's crazy. And I know a lot of people probably don't think this is doing anything, but you know, it's funny, 4 weeks ago, 3 tens aside was incredibly heavy and I could barely get 12 to 15. Now when I hit 3 plates aside, I can just crush those 12 reps for my warm up like nothing. I could keep going so much further past 12. So it's like, yeah, I could clean the form up and I could do a little bit better technique, but this is working. Like I am getting stronger from this. I'm getting more reps. And if I slowed it down and cleaned the form up, of course I'd get less, but I'd still be stronger than what I was if I was doing it the other way. Again, I have no idea how many that was, so we're just gonna go ahead and say that's close enough to 10 breaths. Okay, we're gonna hit our first drop set. I'm gonna drop it by 25 on the first time. Now look, I'm going back to 3 plates after doing 3 sets, right? 105, from 130 to 105, right? 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, yeah, 105. I used to struggle to get 12 to 15 on these for my top set. Look at that, 15 and a half after 3 rest pause and a drop set. 15 and a half. Oh, it wasn't clean form. I don't care. It was still better than the form that I used to do when I first started doing this, and I could barely do it for 12. And now I'm doing it as a drop instead of a top. Don't tell me it's not working. I think most people are just too afraid of overtraining. People are afraid of junk volume. People are afraid to be made fun of and looked at and laughed at and called stupid because you're not doing what everyone else is doing. But I bet you look like everybody else with your 14-inch science cannons talking about how to do perfect form, looking like nothing, like a pencil neck. I'll keep all that science stuff away from me. Don't need it. I'll keep the bro science. I'll keep making progress and losing fat and gaining muscle and getting heavier lifts with more reps doing this ugly technique. While I'm trying to get 20s and you're struggling to get 14 and a halves. I'm at 18 inches right now. I'd love to get 20s. And I'm not going to get to 20 doing it the other way. If I would have already had it. And it's not because I didn't train like that. It's because I did train like that and it did nothing for me. I got smaller and weaker when I trained like that. So it's not that I never did it. It's just I did it. It didn't work. It was a bunch of BS. 3, 4, 5, 6. It was just a bunch of BS. It's a good strategy though. Keep your clients small, keep them weak, give them bad advice, make them keep paying you to train them, and they don't keep getting results, but they keep paying you, then you blame it on them, and you tell them, oh, it's your genetics, it's just gonna take longer, while they're getting weaker and smaller, while your pockets are getting bigger and deeper. Yeah, it's a good marketing technique for that. Really, even Lee Haney would talk about straight bar curls to use body English and swing it and cheat the weight. That way you could go heavier and get more out of it. Even Lee Haney talked about that stuff. Arnold did cheat reps. He didn't do strict form, and everyone talks about how Arnold had the most beautiful form in all of the world to ever exist of all mankind, but then nobody wants to train like him. Nobody wants to train like him and do rest pause and drop sets and cheat reps and do this ugly form because you don't want to be laughed at and made fun of because all the science guys. Ridiculous. Tom Platz didn't care what people thought, but oh, did he look good. 3, 4, 5. He looked great. Tom Platz looked like a fish out of water in the gym, but he looked amazing on stage. It doesn't matter how you look in the gym. Just get your results in. Train, 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 train. How hard? Hard. The harder you train, the harder you can go. 3, 4, 5. You got to remember that. If you're getting more reps, you're getting more weight, you're progressing. If your arms are getting bigger, your chest is getting bigger, your legs are getting bigger, then you're not overtraining. If you're not gaining any weight, you're not getting any bigger, you're not getting any stronger, you're probably undertraining. More than likely, your problem is you're undertraining, not overtraining. You're probably doing too little. And then people are telling you, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Do less. Do less. Do less. You got to do less. More is more. More is more. The more you do, the more you get. I don't care how many drop sets I do. I don't care how many rest pause I do. I don't care how many mini sets I do. I don't count. If it was 12 this week and 2 next week, as long as I feel like my muscle got worked as hard as I could possibly work it on this lift, I'm happy with it. It doesn't have to be 12 rest pause. It doesn't have to be 2 rest pause. It doesn't have to be 1 drop set or 10 drop sets. It just needs to be what you need to spark new growth. That's what it needs to be. So stop worrying about your percentages. Stop worrying about your RPE. Stop worrying about your reps in reserve. Stop worrying about your central nervous system and the overstimulating fatigue of the eccentric, concentric. Forget about all that crap, man. You think a kid worries about when he goes to a playground, you think he's worried about training too much? Well, I did the monkey bars 4 times last week, so I can't do them this week because I'll overtrain my monkey bar. And if I overtrain my monkey bar, that means that I won't be. It's stupid. It's dumb. You ever seen a kid do the monkey bars? The longer they hold on and the more bars they go across over and over and over again, next time they play, they could get 1 or 2 more rungs, 1 or 2 more rungs, until they're just doing that back and forth and just hanging with one arm. Why is that? Why aren't they overtraining? Well, there's a difference between hanging and lifting weights. Yeah, but you're still holding your body weight. So approach it like a child. Just go and have fun. I know I used the 30s for sure last week, so I'm going to go to the 35s. What I hate about doing the 35s on these is they're so freaking big. I lose range of motion on this movement because of how big these are, but it's the next weight up, so unfortunately, it's what I have to use. I think I need to figure out maybe an alternative to this movement, but honestly, I feel this in my biceps the best. And of everything I do, it really hits me like nothing else. So I don't really want to change it up, but then it's like, well, I need to be able to go heavier. So it's like, what do I do? I mean, I used to use a spider curl. I would use a spider curl bar, and I would do that. And I could go a lot heavier on that and still have a full range of motion. So I just like the dumbbells because I could come in crossbody like this. But, I mean, my arms hang like that, so it feels better. But, I don't know, maybe I will change it up, and maybe I will go to the easy curl bar on these and see how that feels. But, then again, if it doesn't feel the way I want it to feel, then it might be time to definitely change it up to something that will allow me to keep going heavier, because I want to keep progressing in weight and reps. I don't want to stall out. Going up 5 pounds from last week, this is going to be the weight that I build into reps. I think for this, I'm going to try to get 15, and then when I hit 15, I think I'm going to go up in weight. And remember, I stay mid to top on this. I don't do full range of motion on preacher curls. I just don't think it's necessary, and I just think it's not safe to do full range of motion on these and get a huge stretch at the bottom. I just feel like that's how you snap tendons. I mean, I might be wrong, but anytime I get elbow pain or bicep pain or I tweak something in here, it's always from doing some type of exaggerated, elongated stretch. So I don't do anything like that no more because I'm trying to protect my joints so I can lift stupid for a long time. That's it, 7 on that. I'm gonna do a drop set on these because I want to, and that's the reason why. Plus, I feel like I could get stronger, faster by doing a drop set versus just ending it. I know that was only 5 pounds, but the next one will be a bigger drop. Now, imagine if I would have stopped. That's 4 less reps I would have got. And that means that it's 4 reps I would have missed out on growing and getting stronger. Because it's like, oh, well, you know, that's it. 7 reps, that's all. I'm done, you know. Can't try to push to get a little stronger with a few more reps because, you know, overtraining and jump volume. Okay, that's gonna be it for that. Now imagine if I wouldn't have done that, all the results I would have missed out on. There is a bunch of different ways to do triceps on a bench, whether you're doing close grip bench press, you're doing skull crushers. There's a bunch of different ways. You could do dumbbells and you could come back like this. You could come back like this. You could bend down and then roll back, right? You could come up here and you could press out like that. You can do a dumbbell, barbell, all kinds of different ways. If I'm not butchering this too bad, I think I'm doing more like a JM press, where it's kind of like a close grip, but instead of coming down, you bend the elbows back, and then you kind of roll it some to like your throat, chin area, and then you pretty much try to tricep extension from there which puts your elbows in a weak position, makes the triceps work really hard. I can't remember exactly the exact technique. So basically, like I said, there's a couple different ways. If you have a barbell or easy curl, you can stay out here like this. You could come in here like this. You could come in here like this. If you have dumbbells, you could do the same thing. From my understanding of the JM press, it's like you bend down like this. You don't come down. You bend the elbows and then you roll back and then you come back up, and you bend the elbows and then roll back, and then so you're not pressing. Your elbows are flexing, right? You're using elbow flexion. So from here to here instead of here to here is the whole premise of it. And if I remember correctly, it's been years since I've done them and I've looked into them, so my memory might be a little hazy on them, and this might be a variation of them. I can't remember, to be truthful. All I know is that the V-bar curl, the V-bar press downs are wonderful and I love them, but I just wanted to break from them. So I want to do something slightly different with the same kind of hand grip, since I have this multi-grip Smith bar that kind of puts my hands in the same position, but laying down more of a raw thing instead of a cable, a little bit more brute strength. And I'm just going to do straight progressive overload on these. Whenever I get this weight for 20, then I'm going to go up. All right, call that 10. So next week I come in, I'll try to hit 11. The same weight at least. If I hit 11, it's a win. I could do these for a rest pause. I could do them for a drop set, and rest pause would be really good. But before I start doing rest pause on them, honestly, I want to build my reps up with a weight that's decent. Doing them with this, the bar weighs 60 because all the extra bars, and you got 2 bars and all these cross bars in these. So this is a 60-pound bar instead of 45. I think it might actually be 65. I can't remember when I weighed it. It was either 60 or 65. But I want to get to a heavier weight where I could do drops or I can do rest pause that's respectable, because I really don't like being south of 8 reps. And I think anything close to 8 is too heavy for me for what I'm doing. So like if I could get like 15 reps, then doing rest pause or drops would be beneficial, because then it's like, okay, cool, I just did 15, let me hit a rest pause. And then now if that 15 goes down to 6, it's like, yeah, okay, let's do a drop set now. But if I'm doing 10 and then I cut down to 4 or 3, it's like, that's too heavy. There's a little bit of, I can't think of the phrase, something to the madness. Oh, well, you know what I'm trying to say. Method to the madness. That's what I was trying to say. I guess basically what I was trying to say earlier about the monkey bar things is the workouts I think that you do the best on are the ones that you just have the most fun on. Like it doesn't matter the science. Just find something you really enjoy, that you have a lot of fun doing, and just push yourself as hard as you can push just for fun to see how far you can take it. Just stop overthinking it. Stop overanalyzing. Stop like trying to be so controlling of every tiny little bitty thing in the gym. Like just have fun with it, because the best workouts you will ever have are the ones that you have the most fun with. If you're always worried about the science, you're always worried about the tiny little bitty like critiques of the methodical stretch twisting of the percentage of the man, that comes overwhelming. It gets too much. It gets to be too much. Just have fun. Just get in here and just have fun. Just move some weight and have fun doing it, and just see if you could get stronger. Because you know it's better than science? Getting better. Like if you're getting results, you're getting more reps, you're getting more sets, You can work out harder and you're doing more. That's fun. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's fun, you know. And I think most people, like I said earlier, I think their biggest problem isn't overtraining. I think most people's problem right now is they're crippled with fear of looking stupid is the first, and then overtraining is the second, and then junk volume is the third. And then getting caught up in a lifestyle of like high volume versus high intensity. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. I'm gonna do drops on the rest pause on this. I normally don't. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun with it tonight because since I'm not doing drop sets or rest pause in my first lift, I could push this one a little bit harder since I'm not doing it on that one. And if I'm not pushing myself further than what I'm capable of doing, I'm never gonna go further than where I'm at. You know, you have to be able to push a little bit further into that uncomfortable zone. You know, you gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you always stay in a range where you're comfortable, you're never gonna be able to grow outside of that bubble. See, now, if I stopped, I wouldn't have got that 7. That's 7 more reps worth of growth. That's 7 more reps worth of strength. That's 7 more reps worth of conditioning. If I would have stopped, I wouldn't have got that. Yeah, there's a bubble, and it's a comfort bubble. And if you stay inside that bubble and you're afraid to step outside of it because you're going to pop it and be uncomfortable, then it's going to be really hard for you to progress. Do a drop. You know what? Why not? Let's go from 90 to 60. Why not? Let's make it happen. Okay. Woo, that was good. That was good. I like that. Good news, still pumping up to 18 inches. Even though I'm down 2 pounds from last week, my body weight has gone down, but my arms have stayed the same, which is fantastic. So that is significant progress. I'm not really going to have any time to flex or pose tonight. That's why I'm just kind of doing a little something right now. I got to get to my cardio as soon as I'm done lifting because of my son's birthday. We're going out to dinner, so I got to hurry up and get to cardio. All right, let's go ahead and do this. So yes, I superset these. I'm gonna write that number down real quick because I hit 20. So reverse, grip, press down, 100, 420. So next week I'll go up to 110. And yes, I'm supersetting these with a rest pause. And you might be thinking, wait, you're doing a superset with a rest pause? Yeah, because I want to burst that bubble of comfort. I want to get out of that bubble. I don't want to keep my body comfortable. I want to make it uncomfortable so my body can learn how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable training situation. So that way it'll adapt to the new stimulus and the stress, forcing it to get better so I can push it harder, forcing it to get better so I can push it harder. It's all about adapting to stress, and then your body overcoming it and growing, and then pushing further with more stress. And doing drop sets and rest pause and supersets and mini sets and cheat reps and forced reps and negatives and all that stuff, that's just ways to be able to push yourself harder than what you can do with just one straight set. Doing one straight set is great when you first start, but there has to come a point that you're pushing yourself further than that. And these are just techniques and tricks and tools. I think I got one more of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for all you people out there that are afraid of overtraining and junk volume, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Try it. Try it. Give it a go. Try the stupid junk volume. Try the dumb overtraining. Push yourself further than what you think you're capable of going, and you might just be surprised at the results you get, because I promise you, I have tried the alternative. I have done the scientific approach. I did it for a long time. I did that deep stretch with a hold and a pause, with a squeeze and a flex, with a slow negative, with a stretch, trying to find the biggest stretches I could possibly get, holding them for 1 to 3 seconds, and then moving on, right? Avoiding junk volume, avoiding overtraining, training too hard, training too heavy, doing too much. I avoided it. I was listening to all the science guys. I really was. I was listening to all of them. And none of their advice took me further. All their advice held me back. Like, I literally lost reps on my sets, which forced me to go lighter. And I ended up getting less reps, which forced me to go lighter. So I lost strength, I lost conditioning, I lost performance, I lost size, and most importantly, I lost about 1.5 years worth of progress in the gym training that way. 1.5 years. So I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it isn't useful. I'm not saying there's not a benefit to doing it. But if you only do that, you're going to leave a lot of opportunities out. And you're not going to grow as much as you could have. I promise you. Maybe doing that for some downtime, like, man, I'm kind of beat up, I need some rest. and then doing that for maybe 1 or 2 months to recover, rest, let your body kind of like get out of that state of being beat up, give your joints a break, give your muscles a break, and just in general, just kind of take some time just to kind of like, you know, heal up from being beat up from training like this, because this beat you up some. So doing that as like a bridge to have your hard, crazy training to kind of come down and bridge to rest and recover without having to take off the time of the gym. Because it's like, take off of the gym or do something simple and easy and convenient. That's not hard. It's not difficult. It's not a challenge. It's not going to cause you to grow. It's not going to cause you to get hurt. It's not going to cause anything. It's just going to maintain the way you look, and it's going to help you maintain where you're at, your progress, without pushing yourself and getting hurt. And then when you're done resting, recovering, and you're feeling good and healthy, then get back to pounding the weights and really going at it as hard as you can. Because I'm telling you, the more crazy I train, the worse my form looks, the more terrible. Like, I didn't have a peak like that on my bicep. I didn't have no 18-inch arms. Whenever I was on a cut, whenever I was doing that, my shoulders weren't popping like this. You know what happened? I got all the way down to 15-inch arms. It was like 15 and a quarter is what happened. I went from 17 and a half down to 15 inches at 206, and everything just looks small. I'm now 225 on my lightest day of the week, 225, with bigger arms than I've ever had. Like right now at 225, if I was doing that other training at this given time, like 2 years ago, my arms were like 16 inches. At 225, my arms are 16 inches. Now I'm 2 inches bigger than where I was, being almost the same weight. Then once I got out of the 220s, I got down in the low teens in the like 210, 208, 206. My arms are around 15 and a half, 15 and a quarter. So like I said, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know it was somewhere around there. Between 205 to 215, I was in the 15s. From 215 to 225, 230, I was around 16. But everything north of 240, I was around 17, 17 and a half. And I was on a cut. I just went from 252 in 17 weeks down to 225, technically it was 224.6 on Sunday morning. And my arms actually got bigger. I went from 17 and a half up to 18 inches training like this on a cut while being in a deficit. So believe what you want to believe, but what you need to do more importantly before anything else, try it. Legitimately try it and see how you respond, because that might be your training style that you need to get what you need out of it. As boring as it is, that might just be your boring path. I can't do it. It doesn't work for me. I gotta go do my cardio. I'll see you guys on the walk. That was a good training session. Felt really good. I guess I got a little bit more flexing in than what I thought I was gonna do. I just wasn't sure if I was gonna have it, but I kind of went on a little rant there. So I figured go ahead and show my arms just for a second. But it's working, man. 18 inches. The lightest I was on Sunday was 224.6. This is the lightest I've been body weight wise, with the biggest my arms have ever been. And you know, like I said, I tried all that other stuff. I listened to it. I wanted to believe it. I wanted it to work. I wanted it to be the answer. I wanted that to be the golden ticket, and that's what was going to cause my growth to go to the next level, and that was going to separate me from everybody else. But honestly, it put me in the same category as everybody else, and I stalled out real hard, wasn't making hardly any progress, and all the progress I was making was wrong. It was all the wrong progress. No matter how consistent I was, no matter how hard I was on my diet, no matter how methodical I was with my training, no matter how perfect my programming was, it just didn't work. It just didn't. So when I went back to this, just have fun with it. Do whatever you can do to push your body as hard as you could possibly push it. Come up with new ways or new ideas or new styles or new methods of pushing yourself further than what your body can actually like properly handle. And if you can properly handle something, then you're not really pushing yourself hard enough. When you get to that 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th rep, and your body is screaming and burning and agonizing, then you start swinging and using body English and pushing yourself further than what your body's capable of going, and you get outside that little bubble of comfort, that's where you're going to find your next set of results. That's when you're going to break your next plateau. That's whenever you're going to push past that little sticking point that you found yourself at. That's what I had to do. It was an eye-opener. Wow, who would have thought working harder and training more aggressively in the gym got me more results? Training softer and weaker and lighter and easier got me less results in the gym? Who would have thought? Hard work delivers hard results. All right, well, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys in the next one.